Hi everyone, welcome to Art Club. I'm Miss Liz. Today we will be creating a unique and colorful tree that is inspired by the artist Kandinsky. We will be using construction paper, and these circles that we will make are going to represent the leaves on the tree. Kandinsky loved to create art by using shapes and colors, and he was one of the first artists to help create the art called abstract. If you registered for Art Club at the New Lenox Public Library, you will have already picked up your supply kit and you'll be ready to go. If you're watching this video from home and you haven't registered, you can follow along using your own supplies and make this beautiful and creative tree. So go ahead and get your bag out. Some of the things that you're going to have in there are a glue stick. You'll have to use your own scissors and different colors of construction paper. So our tree is going to go onto your blue construction paper. That's going to be our background. And we're going to use this green piece as our grassy hill. So you can either decide to make a small grassy hill or a large grassy hill. Here's what the sample looks like. It's not too big. And you're just going to cut on a couple different curves and make your hill. Let's get started by making our grassy hill. I did grab a pencil because some of you might want to draw your hill on there. So I would just kind of do it like that. And then we just need to cut along that line. If you've cut along your line and you're seeing some of the pencil mark on there and you don't want it to show on your paper, you can just flip it over the other side and then you will not see the line. So let's go ahead and glue on our grassy hill. And glue it on the bottom there. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is create our tree trunk. So you're going to get your black piece of paper and your pencil, and we are going to start at the bottom. I think it's easier to start at the bottom, and we're going to kind of go up on an angle and just swerve off to the side. This part is going to be a branch. Then if you want to start on this side and do just kind of similar. And then here we're going to go up and then down to a point and then up again and down. And this is going to represent our roots. I'm not sure if you're going to have an easy time seeing where I'm drawing, but once I cut it out, you'll get an idea of how you want it to look. I would say 4 main branches of the tree works the best. And then we can add on some small branches as we go. All right, let's see. I don't think you can see. So I'm gonna give it a little cut. I'm gonna add a couple small branches here. Your branches do not have to look perfect. They are going to be covered by these circles. So it's really only going to be peeking through. And if you have a fuller tree, you're going to see even less of those branches. So let's cut out. And if I'm going too fast for you, please pause the video and finish drawing out your branches. And then you can catch up to where I'm at. Here's where I made a smaller branch off of one of the larger ones. As you can see like that. that. So I'm gonna pause it right here while we all get our tree trunks all set. So I have got my tree trunk cut out. And like I said, if you see your pencil marks on here and you don't wish to see them on your final product, then just flip it over so you can't see them. And mine, oops, I forgot to cut out the tree trunk part where the roots are. Let me do that real quick. There we go. And mine just barely fits on there, so I think I'm going to make this one a little bit shorter because I kind of like having that long trunk at the bottom. All right, if yours is ready, go ahead and glue that on. And there we go. Don't worry if your tree is a little bit bigger than mine or a little bit smaller than mine. I always say that every artist does their project a little bit differently, and that's what it makes it unique. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start making our leaves with these circles. So what I was just doing is taking a piece of paper and eyeballing and cutting out a circle. These circles do not have to be perfect. And then you're going to make one large one and a couple different smaller ones so you can layer them on top of each other. You can do 3 or 4. Let's see what kind of look we're going for. This one I'm going to layer orange and pink together. Go, and I think I'll do one more. I'll do 4 on this one. So some of these little tiny ones, you really got to hold on to them with your fingers. So you can glue them all together and make, I would say, let's make 8 or 9 of these circles, and then we can figure out where we would like to put them on our tree. All right, so some of you, maybe my 1st and 2nd grade friends, are having a little bit of trouble trying to cut out your circles. So you can either draw a circle and cut it out, or I found some little circles around the house and you can trace them. And I know I said earlier that your circles don't have to be perfect, and if doing it this way ends up making them look a little more perfect, that's okay, or you can just cut them a little roughly around the edges. All depends on how you want your tree to look. So go ahead and get your 8 or 9 or so circles ready, and we'll check back in a minute. All right, I've got my circles created. Hopefully you have yours done as well. The next step we're going to do is try to figure out where we would like to put them on our tree trunk. So I think we want to put some of the larger ones on first. So let's see. Let's place them and see what we think. What do you think of that? How does yours look? Do you have enough circles? Maybe we can glue them on, and then you can take a look and see if you need to make any more circles. So let's go ahead and do that together. Oops, my glue stick came apart. There we go. Liz is running out of glue here. Let's see, I think I like that one there better. So it looks like a lot of mine are big. So if I were to go back later, I would create some smaller ones and fill in a couple of these spaces, and that'll make it look even more colorful. All right, so how does yours look? I would love to see how your tree turned out, and you can post that in the comments section on our Facebook post about Art Club. And I'd also like to tell you a little bit about a couple of books that you could read. This is The Noisy Paint Box, and this is a biography about the artist Kandinsky. So this is pretty interesting, and if you really like art and artists and you want to get more into doing some cool stuff, I recommend looking at that book. This is a nice, easy reader. This is Yasmin the Painter. I've also got this one. It's called Art. You can see a little boy here painting. I also have Express Yourself, Activities and Adventures in Expressionism. And that's another type of art. And there is some work by Kandinsky in this book. We have the Art Lesson. This is Isabella, Artist Extraordinaire. Just how inspired can a little girl be? And the last one that I have for you today is Art Fraud Detective. Spot the difference, solve the crime. And this has a bunch of different paintings in here by a lot of famous artists. And it's kind of like an interactive book, and you have to try to find the paintings that are forgeries that are not real. All right, thanks for joining me today. I hope you had fun making your Kandinsky tree, and don't forget to show me yours. Have a good day.